This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Is my screen is visible to everyone? Can you please
Yes, sir.
any of okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now the thing is, what is cloud and why cloud is important? That is what we are discussing. Now the big picture is cloud is something. So then the next question is cloud is a new thing or it is already existing thing? Can someone tell? Are you using cloud before 10 years before, or it is a very new things, completely new package, new product came to our notice or came to our market recently? Anybody? What do you all think? Is it a new thing or it's an old thing? So basically, how many of you are using Gmail or any emails, by the way? I guess all of you. And how many years back you started using your emails? Maybe somebody 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 3 years, like that you will say. So you will see email or Gmail. Let me give an example of Gmail. What is Gmail actually? Gmail server, right? How you are accessing? Do you know where Gmail server is located? Do you know where it is, how it is working? No. Why? Because it is in cloud. So if I have to explain you what is cloud, the one simple example is cloud is something which you can access or which you can use over the internet, right? So now you are using Facebook, now you are using Twitter, you are using uh, Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Amazon website, whatever you are using. What is happening? How you are accessing them? What exactly you need to access all these website or these softwares? You need only one thing. What is that? Internet. And second thing is obviously one device. It could be a laptop, it could be a mobile, and it could be a smartphone, right? So now if I have to take you back to maybe 7 8 years back, right? Sometimes during 2010, in between 2010 or before that, how the IT market was, how IT market was working? Anybody?
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Sir,
Hmm,
sorry to interrupt.
hmm.
Did you share your screen? Because I'm able to see only the white screen over here. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
now, yeah, fine. Okay, it's a PP.
Yeah, it is a PPT, so I just added it so that I can draw some picture here. Okay,
Yeah, because I was not able to see anything, so I thought it is.
no problem, no issue. That is fine. Absolutely. If you have any doubt, you can always raise your hand, raise your voice. We can discuss. So if you'll see before 10 years back, how IT was operated, right? If you'll see, I started my IT career in 2005. Even many of my seniors or many senior colleagues start their career even before 2000, right? That time also IT was there, but that time and this time, what is the difference? That means in a way I'm asking a question, before the cloud era, right? Before cloud and after cloud, what is the change? Let's have a discussion so that you all can actually understand how cloud is making a difference in life. If any of you know your elder brother or any seniors, how the software, suppose I wanted to play one game in my computer in 2004, 5, 7 or 8, that time, how it was. I have to bought a software from a shops in the form of a CD, right? And nowadays, hardly the new generation people knows about CD, or I don't know how many of you see CD, but that time it was the only way we were buying a software in the form of a CD, right? CD or DVD, right? Then what we were doing? We were installing the software, right? You have to register, you have to give your name, you have to click next, accept the agreement, then you have to install, then you will start using the application, right? But if you'll come to the current situation, how many of you remembered, how many of you know, like they bought a CD or DVD and install it in their laptop or phone before using? Not required. Suppose if I wanted to use YouTube, do I need to install anything? Or Facebook or Netflix, whatever you say. Now most of these things are what? Cloud based. That means what? Earlier everything were stored. There was a concept called client and a server, right? There was a server which was installed in the company, in the organization from where we are buying the software, and there was a client version which we were installing, and then there was a connection was established, and then we were using the application. But now if you'll see with cloud, we were using everything over the browser. There is hardly any software coming in the market for which we have to install it in our system. Everything is cloud based. That means what? We are accessing the application over the internet, right? If anyone is having any issue in understanding this point, feel free to unmute yourself and stop me. Okay, so this is very basic things I'm trying to explain today, because this is our demo class. Going forward, we'll go into the details of this thing. Okay, so now all the applications are cloud based, means over the internet. Now if something is over the internet, what is the benefit? The first benefit is you do not have to carry your devices or laptop or PC into different places, right? I am, if you'll see, if I have to tell you my example, I am doing something in the home with the office laptop, and if I forget also to carry my laptop, I can go to office, and in office my PCs are there. In the same PC I can again open the same browser, I can enter my credential, and I can access the things which I was doing at home, right? Even suppose I completed half of the work and now my colleague has to take it up. I do not have to send him anything specifically. He also again go and log into that credential, and he can start working from there. So these are the benefit. This is the benefit of cloud. That is why the cloud has a huge demand. Now one of our friend mentioned there are so many people are going to cloud. Is really cloud is the cloud has so much of demand? The answer is yes. Why? Now there are many organizations, many business, or rather I would say every organization and every business has to go to cloud, right? Now there are many organizations which are still using their on-premises setup. Now I am introducing a word called on-premises. What do you mean by on-premises? The on-premises means, let me tell you, before cloud, how things were happening. 1 minute. So before cloud, how it was happening. For suppose I am having a small business, right? Just try to understand. Okay, I'm just giving a small example, but that is applicable for each and every organization, whether it is big or small, right? So for having a business setup, what exactly you want? You want an online portal or wherever you will put your website, right? That is called web server. 1 minute. That is called web server. What is the purpose of web server? The web server is something where our website will be kept, right? For any business, internet or digitalization is a must. But digitalization means what? For the end user point of view, what exactly visible to you? The website, right? For example, if I am using YouTube, I don't know how many servers or where the data is kept and how it is working. For me, only thing which is visible is www.youtube.com. correct? So that is nothing but the website. This website is kept in a server called web server. Now, the second thing which is important is the data. Or again in YouTube example, what is our data? All the video files, right? So those data will be stored in where? Called another server called database server, right? I hope you all understand whatever I'm saying. Now we know two things. One is web server where our website will be kept. Another one is database server. And the last but not the least is application server. What is the purpose of application server? Application server will have all the coding part, right? Which mostly done by the developers. That means why we need the coding? Now in website, what you are doing? I am just typing my favorite movie star name, right? I am a Rajinikanth fan, so I will write Rajinikanth songs. So now in the database server, how the message will go? It will go through a application, through the coding part, right? In the search engine, whenever I'm putting, I need this movie star song, this movie, this picture, this topic, right? I wanted to learn Azure. So now today, most of you will go after this batch and you will type what is Microsoft Azure. You wanted to know, right? Or what is cloud? So you will just go to the YouTube and in the search bar you will type what is cloud. Then what the result will show you many related video where it is explaining what is cloud, right? How that is happening, how that work, that is done through the application server, right? The application server will be kept in between. Application server will be kept in between web server and database server. So this is where the application server will be kept. So whenever we'll send some command, send some instruction, this will, the application server will understand that and it will send a search option to the database, and in the database it will fetch all the related information and show it in the web server. That is how it is work at a very high level, right? It work for everything, right? Suppose you wanted to order a cab, so the same thing will happen. It will understand, it will take, okay, what is your source location? X, you wanted to travel from X to Y. It will say, oh, this is X, this is Y. Then it will search which all vehicles are nearby X location, and then it will throw you the options. How much time they will take to reach to your destination, and all those things will be calculated by the application server, fetch the details from the database server, and put it in front of you. So this is the generic understanding. So that is why now the cloud is very, very popular, because before cloud, what was happening? Now let's again discuss about this part topic. All these web server, database server, application server, all were managed by the organization or the company, right? Suppose I am giving you an example of Zomato or Swiggy. What they are doing? They are just doing a food ordering application. So whenever I'm saying food ordering application, that means what? They are just taking the order of your lunch or dinner or snacks, and then they are preparing it and they are delivering it, right? So these people, these people were were occupying or were procuring or were purchasing some servers earlier, right? Now with cloud, what is happening? There are third party players came into the picture who told, we will capture or we will procure all your servers, database, hardware, and you only focus on the business side, right? So that is the difference between on premises and between the cloud. Now the question comes, why cloud is popular? The reason is, whenever during the on-premises support, on-premises setup, right? Now let's discuss about another scenario of Swiggy and Zomato. In Swiggy and Zomato, what they were doing? Suppose they were having their business setup, they did their business setup, so they were having some of the servers. They kept some of the server. They kept 5 web server. They kept kept 6 database server and they have some 4 or 5 application servers, right? So but if you'll see the Swiggy business team, what is their main motto? Their main motto is to how to get more and more client, more and more request and all those things. These servers are the associated things like maybe the networking, maybe the storage, the database, the software license, and all those things they were managing, right? Which was an extra headache for them because their main purpose is food ordering application. They are not into IT hardware business. So because of this, but because of digitalization, they have to manage these things. And for managing those things, it was a big problem for them. To understand this problem, there are many cloud provider came into picture. Remember one word called cloud provider. Who all are these cloud provider? Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, IBM, and many more. What this cloud provider is doing? They are telling, do not worry at all. You focus on your business and we will provide you all infrastructure you need. What are these infrastructure means? These servers, this network setup, this storage, database, everything we will manage for you. And there is so that what will happen? Swiggy, Zomato, or any food ordering application or any business, they will focus only on the business part. They will think about how they can have more facilities, more options, more more new product for their customers so that their customer will be happy or customer will increase. So that is how the cloud whole structure came into picture. Now for next 10 to 15 year minimum, I am saying there is a huge future in cloud. Why? Because every organization aggressively wanted to migrate their business to cloud or over the internet. And the big lesson is this COVID era. We all see every business who were on the cloud or who were internet based, they existed during COVID time. Wherever they do not have, they were not having any internet presence, or wherever they were not having any online setup, all those business collapsed. During COVID time, you will not believe we were working for a client, UK based client. They were a retail client, and you know that UK based retail client, I don't want to tell the name. They were one of the major player in the UK market, just like in US Walmart. Similarly in UK they were a huge big player in the retail marketing player. Every alternate person in UK used to visit their shops. They were having their presence in each and every big and small cities in UK. But during COVID time they declared themselves as bankrupt. Why? Because they were not having any online platform. And you all see how the lockdown imposed over the world. Nobody were allowed to move outside. So in that time, wherever they were doing business in millions in a day, they were completely business. There were no business for almost more than a month and two. All their warehouse product, their food product, everything were lost in the warehouse. Their employees didn't get any salary, and finally they were declared bankrupt. Now that time they realized the importance of online migrating to cloud or migrating to online portal, but that was too late because it is not a very one day work, right? You cannot say like today my business wanted to go to cloud, so tomorrow it will be done. No, it will require a huge amount of planning, huge amount of time to implement each and every stop. Whatever you are doing on a physical mode, you have to convert them into the internet mode. This is just one example. There are many such examples where many big business who were very big in their volume, big in the market, but because they didn't adopt cloud or they didn't go over internet, their business lost. One of the one of the key example you all must have heard about is Blockbuster versus Netflix, right? I hope you all must have heard about that. Blockbuster. What was Blockbuster? You must have seen one movie, right? Whenever a movie did a very good business, people used to say it's a blockbuster movie. But what is the meaning of Blockbuster? Blockbuster used to be a company just like Netflix. Okay, they were started their business during the same time, and Blockbuster used to have their CD store and DVD stores. They used to be movie based on rent. They used to rent their CDs and DVD in US, right? So if you wanted to see one movie, you can go to one of the Blockbuster uh, uh, outlet. You can buy or you can rent a movie of your choice. You come to your home and watch the movie and then return it. In If you remember, in 10-15 years back, the same trend was there in India also. We used to go to any nearby CD or DVD store and we used to rent a DVD and watch the movie and then return it back. And for that renting purpose, they used to charge some minimal amount. But during that time, Netflix was also doing the same thing. So they were two big players in the US market, Blockbuster and Netflix. But Netflix understand the future. They understand the future is not in CD. The future is not in DVD. The future is internet. The future is online, right? So what they did, they slowly moved their business to online portal or they migrated to cloud. By the way, Netflix complete setup is over Azure again. Okay, Netflix is one of the Azure customer. So what happened? Suddenly, whenever everybody, the demand in shifted and everybody does not wanted to go for the CD or DVD player. Now even you can see hardly you will see any CD or DVD player in your laptops also, right? Now if you'll see any new generation laptop, whatever is coming, there is no CD or DVD player is existing. So because of that, the Blockbuster, which used to be a big player in the US market, now nowhere, nobody is hearing. So that is how the cloud is. Now every business is moving to internet. And whenever you are moving to internet, there are two options you have. First option is you have to how you will go over internet, that is the question, right? So how you will go to internet is you have to buy servers, you have to buy some networking, you have to buy the hardwares, you have to buy database, you have to do all those setup. Now you buy all those things, that is fine, right? You have money, you buy it. But then you are not a technical person. Whenever I'm saying you means it is about any business I'm saying, right? So as a business you don't know how to use them, so what you will do, you will hire some operation manager or IT manager, right? Who will manage, because sometimes the server may crash, sometimes my database may not work, sometimes the network may be slow. So all those problems will always occur, right? So for to operate those things, you have to hire some IT manager, right? And second thing is sometimes your demand may increase, sometimes your demand may decrease. Suppose you have 5 server, right? So every server has its own limitation. Okay, so you have 5 server and suddenly the workload is increases, some festive season games, and you were expecting 30 to 40 requests every day, suddenly the 30 becomes 300. So what, whether your existing server will handle that? No. What will happen? Your business will be stopped, because the speed or the server, when the server has its own limitation, it can take 30 requests in a minute. So if 200 requests will come in a 1 minute, what will happen? Either the server will crash or it will be slowed down, right? So what is the solution for that? You need to buy or you need to engage extra server. But getting extra server is not that easy for you, right? I am having 5 server. If somebody will say now the request is more, we need another 5 server. Where will I get? This is not, I am not talking about some biscuit packet or chocolate packet, right? I will go to the nearest shop and I will buy another 5 server. I have to order. Buying a server is not that easy thing. You have to select a vendor. You have to place a order. They will also again take some time. They will configure and they will give it. It will take minimum 1 month or 1.5 months time. But if you are going to cloud, what is happening? Cloud, whether it is Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Service or Google Cloud, they are having huge data centers. Okay, what is a data center? Data center is nothing but the place where all the servers are kept, right? So they are having huge setup. They are having n number of server. If you need 5 server, they will give you 5. If you need another 20 server, they will immediately say, okay, take 20. We are having thousands of servers ready, right? So that is the best part of going to cloud. You do not have to worry about your hardware part, right? And if you'll see, and whenever you don't need, suppose now you are not going to get these 300 requests every time, right? Normally you get 30. Because of some festive season or some reason, your number of requests increases. So because of that, you, instead of 5 server, you are asking, you need 10 server support. But after the festivity season is over, maybe 1 or 2 days, again the number of requests will come back to 5 server. That time what you will do, you can ask this cloud provider to take this back. So they will say, okay, no problem, we'll remove those extra 5 server and you continue with the 5 server as usual. So that flexibility is cloud is providing, right? So similarly, there are many things, many benefits are there, and that is why cloud is on demand. And you would be surprised the opportunities, though the many big organizations are migrated into the cloud, but still the scope of expansion in cloud is still huge. There are many areas are there which are not even implemented, or which is not even planned to implement it to cloud, and those areas is having a huge opportunity. That is the reason this cloud market is having plenty of opportunity and plenty of demand. And this demand may not continue forever. So that is the reason wherever you are going, any institution you are going, they are encouraging people to, if you wanted to switch to your career from non-IT to IT, or from a different field of IT to some another field, cloud is a best option. Second reason why cloud is on demand is, if you do not know any programming language, as I can see most of you are, then you can still learn cloud. Because the cloud, for learning cloud, you do not need any uh, programming language, prior programming language skill. If you know something, that is well and good. That is always good to have. But then if you know any programming language like Python or Java or .NET, you can also, along with administrator activity, you can switch your career to a developer career. That is a add-on thing. But I would like to tell to the people who does not know any programming language, or who are also not interested to learn any new language but wanted to go into IT market, cloud will be a big best option. Because cloud administrator part, which we are going to cover in this course, cloud administrator and cloud as micro Azure DevOps, does not require any prior programming language experience. That is another point due to which you should go for it. Second thing, there are some questions I want to like to now take is, there are people were asking Power BI versus cloud, which one I should learn, right? Now the question is, what you are going to do in Power BI? Anyone? I think some of you already attended some demo class. What do you think? What will be the usage of Power BI?
Yeah, actually, reporting purpose, we are using Power BI.
Sorry?
Reporting purpose, we are using Power BI. Report, create a
Okay,
report visualization,
yes,
reporting purpose.
yeah. So Power BI is nothing but an analytics tool, right? BI analytics tool, business analytics tool. So by using Power BI instead of Excel, if you have lot many of data and to analyze those data, we wanted some tools to make some report, dashboards, right? So that is how the Power BI is on demand. It has its own demand. But if you'll come to cloud, it is completely a different aspect. What is this? Cloud will give you the end-to-end picture of how a IT business work, right? As we discussed just now, when you with cloud, you can create everything first of all on online. Second thing is you will know the end-to-end infrastructure, right? When you know the end-to-end infrastructure, you can understand your demand in the IT market will be more because you know the whole infrastructure. You can be a cloud architect. You can be a cloud administrator after going through these courses and obviously by putting some effort to practice it regularly. That is the important thing I would like to tell you. Whatever you wanted to learn, you learn, but practice will make you the difference. If two people are learning to the same technology but one person is not practicing, just listening and forgetting, and again he's just attending the class, but another person after attending the class also spending some time to go through whatever is discussed, going through the recordings and practicing, then definitely the second person who is practicing will be succeed in the market in comparison to the first person. So the sincere advice to all of you is whatever we are doing to discuss on every day, before coming to the next day session, do that once more. Try to create those things again at your whenever you have some free time. Noted down all your doubts and ask me before we start the second day session start, so that your doubts should be cleared completely, and that will make the difference. It is not only by attending, just simply attending the class will make you an expert in cloud. The level of or the how much effort you're putting to practice that will make the difference. So now Power BI is a BI analytic tool. Whoever wanted to learn that, very good, and go for it. I'm not saying it is right or wrong, but cloud is a different topic where you will learn many things. We will see what we are going to learn. Okay, now let me take you to the course content, whatever we are going to learn in cloud. So this course we are going to cover in this way. First, we will discuss about cloud, which we will discuss about a more detail about why cloud, what is the benefit, what are the advantage and all those things. Then we'll discuss about Azure, because this is a Azure batch. Because as you know, there are multiple cloud providers are there like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, many things. But our focus here is Microsoft Azure. Then we'll discuss about Azure DevOps. What is DevOps and all those things we'll discuss shortly. So under this topic, what we are going to discuss is networking, right? Whoever does not know networking, no problem. We will discuss about in detail. We will discuss network security group. Okay. We will also discuss how to create a virtual machine. Virtual machines are nothing but the servers, right? Physical server, virtual machines, virtual machine skill set. When I'm saying virtual machine skill set means what? How can you increase one to many virtual machine in some minutes, right? As we are discussing, suppose in your business you suddenly your requirement or your demand increases from 30 requests to 300 requests. So for that reason you need another 5 or 10 more server. How can you get it? If you are doing your business on premises, means if you are not having cloud setup, then it is very difficult, not possible for you to get another 10 or 15 or 5 server for your business. But if you are using cloud, you can do it within a time of span of 1 minute, 2 minutes, or maybe 5 minutes, right? So those things will be covered in the skill set. Similarly, we'll discuss about Azure DNS, Azure Application Gateway, Azure Load Balancing. Again, load balancing is what? you have 5 servers are there and the requests are coming, right? People are using your website, right? So your web servers, how the load will be distributed, right? Suppose you have 5 server and 50 people are accessing your server, then instead of all the 50 people going to the server 1, they will be distributed 10 10 10 10 10 along among the all 5 web server you have, and that activity is done by a load balancer. Okay, so it will balance the load on the each and every web server. Then we will discuss about different type of storage, right? What is storage? You all know, you must have heard, you have your hard drive, you have your pen drive, even your laptop will have a certain level of hard drive, HDD or SSD, all those things you must have had. So those things also they are in cloud environment. So we will discuss about storage, where we are putting our movies, songs, documents, files, every etc etc. So what are the different type of storage and all those things. Then the database. If you know what is a database, very good. If you don't know, before going to that topic, I will explain you SQL databases. Then Active Directory. Again, that is another interesting topic and important topic. How to take backup, right? Whenever we are putting our data, right? Whenever we are working on some um, application, or whenever we are working on some movies, how we are taking the backup. Why we are need to take backup, by the way? Because because of any reason, if we lose our, if our hard drive crash or our laptop is stolen or something happen, how can we get the data back? So that is also, there is also provision in cloud to take a backup. Then different type of application server, Azure based management, etc etc. So there are many services are there. So after end of these courses, you will come to know all these services, not only the theory part but also a hands-on uh, practical training, right? Every day a day we will go through one of these topic. We will cover the theory, then we will give you a demo. Then my request would be to practice that demo in your free time, and then come back next day with your doubt, clarify and go to the next topic. Like that we will cover the whole session. Similarly, we will discuss about containers. Container is a new concept again. Whoever knows, that's very good. Otherwise I will explain you what is container and how it works. Similarly, there are Azure diagnostic tool, monitoring tool and analytic tool. Under analytics, this is one of the, this area will cover something related to the Power BI. You can also have, apart, though Power BI is also a Microsoft product, but apart from that also there are and different other analytics tool available within cloud. Those we'll discuss. We'll discuss a little description about what is Azure, Packer and Terraform. So Terraform is something again through which you can create all your infrastructure things like server, database, storage and all those things using scripts. Those are very easy script which you can get it, prepare it and execute it to create your servers and all. That is another interesting topic. And then last but not the least is our DevOps. DevOps is a very vast subject. We'll discuss about DevOps and we'll also do a end-to-end project, how DevOps work, right? But before going to DevOps, I will ensure you all know what is software development lifecycle and all those things. So those things also we are going to cover. Okay, so that is more or less about the whole course content. This course we are going to complete in maximum 7 weeks time, 7 to 8 weeks maybe, but we'll try to finish it by 7 to 8 weeks of time. And after this course, you all will be eligible, you all will be confident enough to clear Microsoft Azure Administrator certification and DevOps certification. I will tell you about the certifications available within this thing. And by having those certification or by completing this course, you can update these topics in your resume and apply for different roles based on your comfort level. But again and again, I'm emphasizing the practice will make person different than the other. If you only listen, if you only attend the class and do not practice, then it will not help you much. So my sincere advice to all of you is to practice, practice, and practice. I am there to clarify all your doubts and all your queries. But practice part, you have to take it up. Any questions from anyone? Whoever wanted to ask any question. In the beginning of our session, many people ask many questions and I told them to park them till end. If you feel like any of your queries are not yet addressed, feel free to let me know so that we can discuss. Now the forum is open for all of you. Anyone?